place of wild landscapes, authentically unique and genuine. For years, Albania has largely been terra incognita for me. But here I am, ready to sit down and have lunch with a local farm owner. And nothing provides a better insight into a country's way of life than its cuisine.
Here we are in the open nature. Today we're gonna eat some of our traditional food, and the best part of it is gonna be paired with wine. We produce wines from native endemic grapes of Albania, which I believe they pair perfectly with the foods that Albanians cook.
Great.
So we're gonna start with the wine, with the white wine. This is called Tseruja. Tseruja is the name of the village and the name of the grape at the same time. Tseruja is one of the most unique grape varieties in the world because it grows totally wild. It grows only on trees. The vines are 100 years old. Zero treatment with pesticides, and it's a white wine that behaves totally like a red in terms of years of aging. This is a 5 years old, and it's very fresh, refreshing. It's still young. It needs time to open up. In my point of view, this needs minimum 7 years to be ready, but we like to drink it, so we're gonna drink it.
Yeah.
So,
do you mind?
Sure.
Can't wait. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
The unique wine that grows on trees.
Yeah, the Spartan wine, I call it.
Is that right?
Yeah. Albania has always been dominated by Ottomans, Germans, Italians. So we have recipes from the Eastern world and everywhere. But there was a place which kept this culinary alive, and we still have that culture of the way of eating. Now, on the mountain, because the people that were not dominated were people on the mountain, they used to live in very bad conditions, I would say, because it was snowing and they were isolated, okay? So we had to invent some foods because, for example, in 3 months of winter, they wouldn't go out of the house, so they had to prepare the food. But how do we eat? So in the northern areas, in the mountain, when the guest used to knock the door, the house used to do the best performance to impress the guest. So they were cutting the best animal, but we didn't have meat. We were poor. So if they have to cut the best animal, they were doing at the same time a trick not to give the whole animal to the guest because he was poor as well. He was a guest from Albania, you know? He was the nearby mountain. So they used to sit in the Oda, first of all. Oda is the room of the men, where women are not allowed to enter unless they serve food, and neither kids are not allowed to enter. Oda was the parliament room.
No TV, internet.
No. And they say that the TV has destroyed the Oda. Okay, when they put the TV,
everything.
yes, everything, exactly. And so when you used to sit there, they were bringing meze and rakia. Meze is like tapas or antipastas, small starters.
Is this what it is?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, a lot of things.
So Albanian tapas. Okay.
Yes. So they were talking for hours and hours until it was time to sleep. Always thinking, telling to the guests that the meat is still cooking.
I see where this is going.
So they were bringing the meat to the guests before sleep. So the guest was full with antipastas, meze, and he could eat just a little bit of meat. So the rest of the meat could be eaten by the rest of the family because it was an opportunity. So when Albanians sit, they want full tables of small starters like olives and cheese and pie and
like this.
Blah, 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 like this, okay? Then in the end comes the meat.
I get it.
Okay? This is the Tseruja, and the Tseruja, the roots of this wine go so deep that they absorb the best minerals of the soil. They go probably 15 meters deep, and having a lot of minerality, you have a lot of liberated saliva. Veggies like cucumber and tomato, they have a lot of minerality, and this wine has a lot of minerality. What does it happen to your mouth when you taste? it happens that when you eat this, you have minerality, and when you drink the wine, you have to lift it up double minerality. So you enjoy more the food. Okay? So it's not just about cleaning the fat, it's about even lifting up one flavor. And minerality is something that people always want, because minerality is the salty part. A food without salt is a food without taste, right?
And you get double trouble with this.
Double the trouble.
Wine.
Yes, because you have more saliva, the more the body wants to eat. Because it's a signal from the brain that you want to eat. Okay, go on with this food.
My brain never fails to send that signal. This looks like cheese, like ricotta, right?
That's cheese that is in between milk and the cheese. We call it jizz. It's similar to ricotta. This is something that came from my grandmother here when I used to come and play in the ground here. We didn't have time to sit because we wanted to stay outside on the field. So she used to do us a piece of bread, this ricotta with butter and one pepper, and just go and play.
Sandwich,
okay?
yeah.
And that was a taste that I never forget. I loved it so much, so I had to put it as a recipe on the menu.
Sounds great. What about the pie?
Well, the pie probably came from Turkey, but we grew up with the pie in Albania. We didn't have fast foods for a long, long time in Albania. The only fast food that was pie and yogurt that you could buy on the street. And we just can't live without it. And every restaurant you should find a pie if you go in a traditional restaurant.
I mean, okay, with yogurt, I can see that, but, I'd rather have it with wine.
So the pie is a little bit, let's say, a light food that doesn't cover your mouth with too much fat. It has the green inside, it has some spinach and some spices. So it needs something a little bit softer, not with high acidity. So you create harmony in the mouth. So being a soft food, I would suggest a softer wine in terms of acidity and freshness. This is a little bit more creamy in the mouth. The acidity is a little bit lower. So it's not a good cleaner, but it's good in combining harmony in the mouth. This is 6 years old, and we do wines that age in time because we believe that's the best. Wines should age in time.
Totally different.
Yeah,
Completely different. Yeah. What's that?
It's a cornbread.
Cornbread.
This is a cornbread. Now, this was invented on the mountains. Sometimes the bread, when you used to stay for 1 week, they used to soften this bread, put it on the water of the cheese, the salty water of the cheese. Okay, you fry it a little bit with butter. They used to put the cheese up, plus some olive oil, and it's an amazing taste.
Wow. It's corn with a kick.
And this goes well with pullets as well.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So let me ask you, I'll be honest with you, I've never seen chicken prepared this way. There's this pasta, right?
This is a typical Albanian pasta from north that is called yufka. With the same water that you boil the chicken, you cook the pasta.
Pasta, okay, so it's probably very flavorful.
Yes, we don't add fat like butter or olive oil, just a little bit, so it's with its own fat. So there is not too much to clean. So I would suggest pullets as well with this one.
Excellent. This is, what is this, a wing? You can taste exactly what it was cooked in. I love this crispy skin. What can I say?
A chicken without a crispy skin is not a chicken.
Yeah. Crispy chicken skin lover. This to me looks like lamb, right?
Yes, it is a lamb, and lamb is one of the main favorite meat for Albanians. Sometimes they do it like
on the spit.
On a spit, okay. We do it even on the oven, that is on the oven, but we eat it very young. We call it milky lamb.
Yeah, okay.
So it doesn't have too much fat, so you can eat more, okay. So with a milky lamb, as far as you don't have too much fat, you don't have too much to clean. So generally we can pair the kalmet. Kalmet is a grape variety endemic of Albania. It's not the full body wine. It's very flexible to different seasons, to different plates and different meats. You can drink it without nothing. It's okay. It doesn't have too much job to clean because tannins here are sweet and are not aggressive to clean. It goes perfectly with the typical lamb that Albanians eat. It's like a coincidence that we eat it very young, the lamb, because we need a wine that doesn't need to clean too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go for that and try it.
I marked your words. They can have more of this lamb because it's so young and it's not fat.
Yeah.
And you can probably drink more.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Ribs, my friends.
This is slow cooked for 4 hours.
Ooh, it's falling apart. That's a good thing.
Yes.
That's slow cooking. Look at that. So tender. I tell you what, I mean, with all respect to your veggies, because they taste great, this is something else. Okay, this doesn't taste like your supermarket vegetables back home. Okay, but your lamb with red wine, it's another story.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that because I'm a meat eater as well, so.
Yeah. You know, soy lamb.
But there is more.
We don't have too many typical desserts in Albania. We have some, but in our restaurant we chose the most favorite ones that people love more. This is an ice cream that is fior di latte, made from fresh milk and nothing else. We have the baklava. We have the baklava with a chocolate flavor. We have the kadayif, and we have the kasata. Kasata is typical from Albania, from Durrës.
It is great.
It ain't over till it's over.
And in Albania, you cannot escape without rakia. So I wanted to give you some rakia to end this lunch. And the rakia I will choose, these are rakia that are produced from us. This is from apples, and it's from the apples of the trees that we have above.
Oh.
So I wanted to try this. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
Here we have a lot, 5 varieties, different varieties of apples, where we ferment them all together, and we do double distillation. We take the best part, the heart of the alambic, to produce a high-quality rakia.
Yeah. And I'm not a big hard liquor fan, but this does have very unique taste. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Apple.
Albania's penchant for hospitality is best summed up in the saying that an Albanian's house belongs to God and the guest.